Okay, hi Carlos. I decided to record this on Zoom because I made a PowerPoint and I'm hoping this works out. I'm going to share my screen and okay, here we go. Okay, here is my week 3 life lab, how to communicate with Brazilian. This is my boyfriend. His name is Victor. He lives in northern Brazil and we often will video call each other at night, just to like talk about our days and chat and all that. And right now he's been working a lot of night shifts because it's Carnival. And so he's tired by the time he calls me. And when we talk to each other, we mostly speak English to each other, but we'll add in some words or some Portuguese phrases in there. So here are some of our listening barriers. Obviously, there's a huge physical barrier because we're communicating with each other through the phone, whether it's an audio call or a video call. Sometimes we are unable to see each other's faces. And then we're also filtering out a lot of background noise, like the air conditioning, or if he calls me and he's in a public place, I can hear everyone talking in the background. If there's music, if the TV's on. Um, and then we also have a language barrier because English is not Victor's first language, and Portuguese is not my first language, and I'm still learning his language. And then here's a little picture of what it looks like to video call. Okay, some of our strategies that we use to overcome these barriers will communicate through pictures, emojis, GIFs, text, written words. We use a lot of Google Translation. We'll take screenshots of like, no, this is what this translates to. Um, or we'll say what we're trying to say in the other language if we don't understand each other. We repeat what we say slower and we take pauses between the words. Facial expressions are really important, obviously, specifically with the mouth, because we can read each other's lips and we can see how words are being pronounced and intonated with the mouth. And then to communicate with a Brazilian, you have to have a lot of love and a lot of patience and laugh, laugh a lot through all of the differences and the misunderstandings that you'll have. Okay, let me move myself again. All right, here's the interaction. Victor and I will be in Brasilia in a couple of weeks. So we're starting to talk about the different foods that we can cook for dinner or lunch when we're at the Airbnb. And I thought he had said maki, which is the type of sushi. So then I sent him a picture of maki. And then he's like, no, no, no. He said it was a cone, but because I couldn't see his face, I wasn't sure if he was saying cone. I thought he said comb or comb, which is with in Portuguese. And then he repeated himself and he was like, no, cone. Um, and then he sent me a GIF of what he was talking about. And I was like, geez, you don't have to be so aggressive. And he was saying he wasn't trying to be mean, he's just repeating himself. And here is the pictures. So he also typed out the word tamaki and then he sent this GIF. And then I found a picture. This is maki, which is what I thought he was saying. Um, and yeah. Anyways, tamaki. It's a hand roll and he spelled it incorrectly, but that doesn't matter. If you can see in the pictures, here's me and here's him. So I can't even see his face. How am I supposed to know? Ah, okay, why is it not letting me go to the next slide? Hmm, gotta love technical difficulties. Maybe if I click around and play around with it. Oh, it was my computer. Oh, well, now you can see the GIF. Okay, evaluation of the cone sushi. The strategies that I use, or at least I was trying to use, are active listening, which our textbook says it's to make ourselves visible in our listening behaviors so that we are cognitively processing what we hear is what we're cognitively processing in our minds. So I gave eye contact, I was attentive, I was giving feedback, questioning, like, what were you saying? Calm, calm, calm. I sent pictures to clarify, and then eventually came to the conclusion that he was saying tamaki, which is a hand rolled sushi shaped like a cone. Afterwards, we both laughed, and I said he could have said the sushi shaped like an ice cream cup, and I would have understood that perfectly. Um, and it's just a little silly example of how we communicate with each other. Um, One thing that we both can do to improve our communication with each other is we can both be visible and and use all of those strategies that I listed in the slides before. In this case, his lights were off. And oh, another thing we can do is not assume emotions because I was quick to say, oh, like you don't have to be so aggressive about it when you say cone. Um, but we can't assume that when we don't understand what the other one's saying. Anyways, I think we might be making sushi cones while we're in Brasilia, but who knows? I really hope you enjoyed this. I hope this wasn't too long. And honestly, I hope this video worked. And I'll see you soon.